Hello, you are welcome to yet another time in our class. This is our GMAT class, and today we are going to be solving a question on quantitative reasoning. It's a GMAT question, and in this video, I'm going to show you how very easy you can solve a GMAT question using a number line. And you don't need to waste your time at all, because once you picture a question, put it in picture form makes it easy, and that's what we are going to do in this video. Now the question says, 1 hour after Yolanda started walking from X to Y, a distance of 45 miles, Bob started walking along the same road from Y to X. If Yolanda's walking rate is 3 miles per hour and Bob's walking rate is 4 miles per hour, how many miles had Bob walked when they met? And so it's very easy. We are told that Yolanda walked from X to Y, that is, he walked forward, he walked rightward, while Bob walked leftward. And so we can draw a line. Let's draw a line. We are going to manage the space so that it can contain what we need to do. But before we continue, before we proceed, let us look at the question once again. The question says, if Yolanda's walking rate is 3 miles per hour, Bob's walking rate is 4 miles per hour. So what that simply tells us is that 45 over time is 3 for Yolanda. 45 over t equals 4 for Bob. So with this, we know that the time is 15 hours for Yolanda, and 45 divided by 4, that's 11.25 for Bob. So it took Yolanda 15 hours to move from a point X to a point Y, while it took Bob 11 hours 25 minutes to move from a point Y to a point X. And so that's what we will achieve first before we can proceed. So since we have this, we can now divide this entire line into 15. Since we know that both of them cover the same distance, let's just do something like this so that it can be clearly understood by everyone. 45 miles. Both of them walk this path, but one walk forward, one walk backward, but they covered equal distance. But it took Yolanda 15 hours to cover this whole distance. So what do? We can divide this line into 15, since both of them must walk this distance and end it at, they are not exceeding this line. Although it took Bob 11 hours 25 minutes to complete it, but he walked along this line. So what do? We have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45. Recall there is a 0 here. So the distance here between the 0 and 3 is 1 hour. In the same vein, we put a 0 here. A 0 here. So that let's do it very clearly. We put a 0 there. So we have here we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48, 52, 56, 60. Please don't be bothered about this 60. It is because Bob is moving at the speed rate of Bob is higher than that of Yolanda. It's something you could just write as 4t equals 3t plus 1. It's the same thing. We will even use this to solve to confirm what we got here. So the question is, how many miles had Bob walked when they met? They met at a point. But recall that 1 hour after Yolanda started walking was when Bob started walking. So we come back here and say, since it was 1 hour after Yolanda started walking that Bob started walking, so we cut this place out. Because Yolanda has already covered this distance. So it was at this point that we can now start counting for Yolanda, but we'll start counting here for Bob. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 6, 9, 12. This whole place is 12 because it's 3. Then we have 4, 8, 12. This is 12, which equals this 12. Then we move again from here, 1, 2, 3, that is 3, 6, 9, 12. Again, this is another 12. Then we move 3 again, 1, 2, 3. This is also another 12. Have you seen that? This is 12, this is 12, this is 12. So at this point they are meeting here, because they say how many distance had Bob walked when they met. So Bob had walked a distance of 24 miles, because after now they are going to meet here. They are going to meet here. Any other movement now, they will meet. So Bob had walked a distance of 24 miles, 12 plus 12, 24. That's what it had walked. Recall what we did. We crossed out this 3 because Yolanda has already walked 1 hour, and every 3 miles represents 1 hour. So Yolanda has walked 1 hour before we start counting. We have to start before Bob started walking. So that's what makes them meet after he had walked 24 miles. Now, if we use this to solve this thing, this should. So if we use this to solve this, we could bring this value here. In order to confirm here, we could say 40, because the sum of these two makes this 45. So we put plus here. It must be 45 here. It must be 45, equal to 45 here. So we have 40 plus 3 open bracket t plus 1 equals 45. Because the sum of the two must equal this, because it's the same distance they cover. Like I told us, one person walked forward, one person walked backward, but the total sum of the total miles is 45, which they both walk. So we have 40. So 40 equals 3t plus 3 equals 45. So 40, so we have 70 equals 45 minus 3. 70 equals 42. T equals 6. So if t equals 6, 40, 4 times 4, 4 times 6. So 40 equals 4 times 6 for Bob equals 24. Same as 24 that we get here. I hope the explanation is clear. If you find this interesting, if it's you find it interesting, please press a subscribe button and then drop a comment in our comment box. These and many other ones give students problem, solving and trying to, because if this is not properly explained, student can get confused and say, why is this one ended at 60 and this one ended at 45? That one is not important. What is important is that both of them cover the same distance, and the counting for Bob does not exceed this line. That's why it makes it very important. If this 60 has exceeded this line, then this whole working will have been wrong. But we have it 60 because Bob was covering 4 miles for every hour. That's why we have 60 here. So if you like this, like we said, press the subscribe button, like our page, and then you